Hi guys, as we are gathering.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, fine. So, some activity in theory today. Lot of discussion, but we need some people. Who is there? Martin and Steve.
Excellent. Excellent. I've been messaging Michael within the last 30 minutes. I just pinged him to see if he had noticed that what time it was yet. But I'm expecting him to join us as well. We have had a power outage in the Dallas area, which is where I live, and so I've been without power all morning. So I'm still catching up.
So you're running on battery right now?
Oh no, it came on probably an hour and a half ago, something like that. But I had a lot of stuff that I was thinking about doing this morning that all got jammed into trying to do it very quickly. But yeah. So one of the things that I'm doing right as quickly as I can is all the things that I usually do. That the combination of me and Michael usually do before the meeting. So yeah. So let's see. Where are we? And just right now, what I'm doing is just putting in the status of all of our mini documents. So wait, what? Oh, sorry. Ah, yes. So Michael just said he is joining us. So should pop in here in a second. Michael,
Hi.
how the heck are you?
I'm surviving.
Excellent. Hang
Only
on.
just. Yeah, but I have electricity, so that's okay.
Hey, anybody can do it with electricity, Michael.
Yes, that's right.
So I at least I'm at least taking a look at the notes and a couple of things with that for that we're doing. We might reasonably be pretty close to ready to get started. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, I think we're ready. So we only got 3. No Dave today.
I'm looking to see if he had regrets.
He did reply to the email, but didn't say if he was coming or not.
I have no feedback from him, so let's start without him.
Okay, cool. Michael, do you want to share a screen, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, and I can take notes.
Okay. Well, welcome to the May 2024 meeting. As you remember, we canceled the end of April meeting because there wasn't really a lot to discuss at the time. And that's about it. Any changes to the agenda today?
I had one question. We've had a couple of emails pop up on the mailing list about proposal to embed FFV1 as a compression ratio into PNG. I don't know if anybody that can speak to that is on the call today, but and we have had one reply to that, I think, even.
I wanted to reply, but was waiting for the conference today.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah.
Because in practice, in my opinion, it is not something very difficult, because it is just getting an ID in PNG or in TIFF, but the compression is the same. So it is just another container.
Yeah.
So this would be PNG style compression inside FFV1? No, this would be
PNG has a compression ID, and you can compress in with zlib, so the classic zlib, or with another format. It is not so common, but it is possible.
So, but the poster was complaining that the problem with PNG was that the zlib took too long.
Yeah. For example, so FFV1 can be another format inside PNG, but
right.
In my opinion, we need to deal with PNG consortium, and it is maybe outside of.
So that's the idea. Is it's
CELLAR.
FFV1 compression within PNG.
Yeah, there is technically nothing blocking, because we can put FFV1 in Matroska, but we can also put FFV1 in PNG. So, there is no technical limitation about that. It is just that we need to register the ID with PNG, and PNG is a very old format, so I'm not sure it is well maintained.
Yeah, I think it falls under some
So
SIGCOM or something consortia.
and TIFOS, for example, is also used with a lot of different compression identifier. We could use FEV1 in TIFF if there is someone interested in that, but it is just I don't think it is part of CELLAR because FEV1 is a standalone format, and we put it in Matroska because CELLAR is Matroska plus FEV1 plus flag. So
oh, that's interesting.
me,
So PNG was first published as RFC 2083.
So yeah, but there is a lot of I need to check if there is a list of standard codec identifier in this in IETF, because now because PNG format is hosted by the W3 org. So so I will check where is the list of standard code ID and find out what is should be done.
Okay.
So you go ahead. I'm sorry, Michael.
I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to think two things. First of all, is it our problem?
Absolutely not. It is yet another format. That's all.
So it sounds like it could be our problem because, for the simple reason that FFV1 is our problem. Looking at RC 2083. Come on, IANA considerations. But anyway, the RFC is no longer the authoritative source, is what I understand.
Right.
Page. But it still might tell us. Obviously, Mr. Thomas Boutel might be.
I will check exactly where is the compression and if we can do it or not.
None of these people are particularly active in the IETF anymore.
Well, there were, I mean, a lot of people were active in the IETF when the IETF was doing things that then moved to W3C. So
I don't think it moved to W3C, did it?
Don't know.
It released, okay, on W3C. Yeah. No, on 1996 and later as the RFC.
Right.
Was later revised on 30 as version 1.1. And then version 1.0 was released as a second edition of the W3 standard on 2023. And then it went to an ISO. See, that's the problem with, once it become an ISO, then it becomes really inaccessible.
Yeah, it will be a pre-valid identifier or something like that. So I will check the PNG format for being sure it is possible that there is really a codec ID. Or I will point out that TIFF, I am sure about TIFF, that there is a codec identifier. So this is the kind of thing doable, but I will answer to that.
Okay.
I will double check what is possible and answer.
So I would say it falls in a crack between, it's quite reasonable for us to say, no, it's not our problem. And
it will be good to put FFV1 everywhere, but there's a need to have a sponsor for that, for a sponsor, someone very interested in developing the link between PNG and FFV1. And it is not about the specification. It is just having another compression method. For PNG, it is compression method. And to put to register the compression method or to have a proprietary compression method, and then to develop in FFmpeg and everywhere the support of FFV1 in PNG.
There doesn't seem to be a way to register a new compression method in the document. But then we could, I remember a talk at No Time to Wait, someone said that standard is just something people agree on. So it doesn't matter where it comes from. If you make a document at the IETF and say compression 42 is FFV1, and you explain how to use it, then people can use it if they want. And
it will be a de facto.
But then you get into does someone else use 42, and that's why we like to have IANA type thing.
In practice here, we have
no
only
such thing for PNG. That's the problem.
And for PNG, we have only one byte, so it is very easy to be in conflict with someone else. But
this is the problem, is that it's moved to the ISO, costs 194 Swiss currency. You don't get to read it. Nobody has a clue how to get there. JTC, so you pretty much have to go to this
we can use a de facto number, but it will be pushing.
So that's ST24, is that right?
Yeah.
Did I see that go past?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Okay. The IETF has liaison relationships with a few different JTC groups.
I don't think we have
20, 29, 6, but this if we need help, the nice people on the IEB who are responsible for liaison coordination just turned over some new people, and we could ask them for help with that. If we thought that this mattered, and we don't think we're talking to anybody who can make this happen without help, we could ask them to help. Does that make sense?
I think we should do that. Would you do that,
Spencer? The question is, do we want to do that? The question is, in CELLAR, do we want to focus on that? If a person is motivated for reaching out PNG people, I am not against that, but I am not sure that in CELLAR the people here want to do that.
So, Jerome, why don't you just summarize what you just said?
I will send an email. I will answer about that.
And say that to do this correctly with FFV1 compression in a PNG format, that we would need to go and do something, and it's within the realm of possibility, but I would say it's on the edge of our charter.
Exactly.
It's not clearly inside or clearly outside. So that's yeah.
Yes, excellent. And can you? Okay. I'm hitting. So we have a bright new shiny area director, Ori Steele. So it is it's a good thing for us to talk with Ori about our charter anyway. So if this is something that we would like to be able to help at least a little from CELLAR, then that would be a good conversation to have. And conversely, if we don't want to be anywhere close to it being involved in it, that would be a good thing to know also.
Just a
quick
go
question.
Ahead. PNG is ISO, yes, but it is also IETF, RFC.
Yeah, but that's 1.0 is is IETF. 1.2 was W3C, and then there was an ISO on top of that.
So it is no more the business of IETF. You mean?
It sounds like it passed
right.
on. Yeah.
If you look at RCs for HTML, we were the first place that had specifications for that. So that's the kind of thing that I think we're talking about here. That basically the IETF was doing this because it was internet related, and then as W3C spun up and became more capable, then things went into into W3C's purview. So IETF has a liaison relationship with ISO, with different ISO SC committees, JTC1 committees, and can the actions be that Jerome will find out if there's a standard list of codec IDs that something needs to be added to, or do you all want me to pursue the question with I'm trying to figure out what the next step is, and I think the next step that I was misunderstanding. I think the next step was that Jerome would reply to the email and say, "This is the situation as we understand it right now. Basically, do you have what you need to pursue this with ISO, or do you need help?"
It is, for example, what
right?
we did for MXF. So MXF was not the business of CELLAR directly, but we managed to contact SMPTE for MXF, and we got it registered by SMPTE, and we need to do the same for PNG, but it is not CELLAR.
Right.
So I will answer something like that.
Okay, perfect.
And I found GitHub. That seems to be the official place for the PNG development. There are some people, for example, talking about Z standard or LC4 compression. So maybe that's actually the place to request an ID or something like that.
Can you paste that?
I put the link in the chat, or I can put it in the
chat. There we go. Chat. Okay.
And I will just say this too. You guys all have right access to the minutes. So anytime that there's something that needs to be in the minutes, please feel free to put it there, because neither Michael nor I will be offended. I will copy that over now.
We talked about.
Yeah.
Well, talking about minutes, I think we skipped over looking at the minutes of the previous meeting.
Yeah, sorry. Are there any comments on the minutes?
We switched back to the agenda. Maybe it was too fast.
We did things too fast. Oh no.
Too fast the discussion. We switched too fast to the discussion.
Yeah. Michael, I'm finishing up the notes on this topic. Can you take notes for a second?
Yeah, where are you taking notes? You put them at the bottom here. Yeah. Cool. Okay. You should put them in the agenda. Anyway, okay. So you have some notes, and I had some notes that I wrote up further. I'll let you merge them.
I will do. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Perfect.
Okay. Any comments on the minutes from the previous meeting?
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So going to the review of where we are at. Codecs, chapters, control, and FFE1 V4, all kind of unchanged, I would say. Thanks for reposting Codec there. FLAC is in the RFC editor queue, waiting to be edited, I guess, for a couple months now. I know everything else seems really behind. And Matroska is in auth 48 still. And tags is just around. Okay, and we're going to talk about Matroska in a couple minutes here. Milestone review. FFV1 video codec version 4. Well, that seems unlikely to me.
It's still stalled. Oh,
yeah.
Frozen.
Maybe it's this is what I want to do. So what would you like to write down for? I mean, I don't have a problem myself if we were to say it's a placeholder for future work. And we probably won't get any
yeah, I don't expect
progress.
any activity now. So it is, but personally, I still want to have this placeholder because in the future we may start it again. So.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the date.
Okay, I am fine with that.
And do that.
For the moment, there is not enough people interested in creating something with FFV1 before. So there is not enough motivation. But personally, I want to keep this placeholder for later.
Yeah, that's fine. So it looks like to me, just to jump back, someone posted the PNG3 repo at W3C, and it looks like they have control of the pen. So that's probably the place to go. And W3C is much easier to interact with. Intermediate.
Cool.
I don't see a compression algorithm, but anyway, okay. Okay, then. Good.
And Martin Thompson is the liaison manager for W3C. So
Yeah.
so that's doable too. Cool. I'm just finishing up the notes on that, so please don't wait on me. But I'll catch up with you guys in a minute.
So I don't know if we can have. We're supposed to be able to have milestones without dates, but maybe we have to delete them and add it. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So let's go on. Let's talk about Matroska. I'm really a little bit of a loss here. I believe this is a section. So correct me if I'm wrong, but we're hung up on the IANA considerations with respect to the chapter codec IDs. Is that still true or not? Because from what I see,
yes, there was an email. I think Murray was in the loop, and there was no reply yet about that. I mean, I proposed even to just remove the values from the document, and that would be just fine for us, and also remove the registry for now.
I don't understand what's wrong with this, the values of 0 and 1. Who said this was a problem?
The RFC editors.
Okay, I've lost
yeah.
the spot where they said this was a problem. I saw your reply, but I somehow don't have the
Okay, I can try to find it.
I think they should just remain reserved. I don't understand why we're asked to change that.
Well, that's one thing. Sometimes they did some changes in the document without even telling. So I spent a huge amount of time looking at their changes and finding out what they did and why. For the first review, it was mostly English and presentation,
Yes.
etc. And the next reviews, they started changing some text here and there. It's a bit weird. And yeah, so the codec idea registry is one of them, and I don't know why they want to change that now.
I don't understand why having reserved is a problem. You said there was some specific message. They said, yeah, I found the part where they said it's a problem. We're unable to currently.
I'm trying to find it, but
So is it because section 20.3? Do we do something in section 20.3 that's a problem?
No, that would be 27.2.
Yeah, I know, but it refers to see section 20.3 on the DVD menu. 20.3. So I think it's this part.
The email yeah, hold on.
I think the problem
they mentioned there's a problem with the registries on the 15th of May from Madison Church.
Yes, I found that one. Yeah.
We are unable to make the update suggested above because its values have not been registered or even defined. And also that probably because it references a document that's not published yet.
So could we just remove section 20.3? Or the menu features are handled like a chapter codec. That is the subject of future work, period.
Yes, the thing is that do we want the elements that deal with that in this document or in the next? And I think the elements that are in chapter codex are left out of this spec and moved to the other documents. I noticed I did that a long time ago, but noticed this week again. And there was a reference to an element that is in the other document, but not on Matroska anymore. So yeah, we could just remove completely the menu mention, and that would be in the other document where we specify how it works with new elements, which are not exactly new because they're part of Matroska 1, but they're defined somewhere else. Right now, they're not even in the document anyway, these elements.
Right. So it's just we have this this part here where it says 2 values are supported, and that's what gets us into trouble. Because we haven't actually defined what those are. We need to leave them reserved.
Yes, but we do say it's reserved somewhere else.
Right. We say that in 27.2, but here we try to give them values in 20.3. And I think that's why we're getting into trouble.
Ah, you mean the difference between reserved and what they actually mean?
Yes.
Okay.
In this document, they just need to be reserved, and we can't say more about them because, okay. And then in the chapters codec document, then obviously we would say what they are. We would allocate them.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine. So should I send a new reply and with a new XML with this thing edited? Or I should wait?
Let me write an email before you do the XML and see if that is acceptable to them.
Okay. Yeah, because I sent a new XML file, and so I suppose we'll get an answer and with a new edited version.
Yeah, it's not so great for them to get a new XML file because they wind up having to merge. It's so much easier if we just let them manage the XML for now, and only if you want to update your copy, that you do that only at the end after we
Yeah,
finish
but there's so
negotiating.
many changes. It's
I know.
unmanageable to just.
I know. So the idea is though that they get change control, not us, at this point, right? And
Okay, yeah.
yeah, so that you're doing a lot of work that most people don't do. Like they just let the right. Um,
Yeah, but then I also did that to verify, well, first to check what they changed and to verify it's correct. And in
sure.
some cases it wasn't correct, so it's important to make that work, I think.
Okay. So all right. That's fair enough. Okay. I'm trying to avoid you repeating their work with frustration. Um, when we should just let them do the job that they're paid for. Um, so, but okay. So I sent the email. It was 2 sentences. See what they have to say in response to that. There.
Okay.
Did you get a note of that I missed? There. No. Okay, let me just copy this right here. I don't know if we want a informative reference to the codec document or not. Chapter document, rather.
Yeah.
I keep saying codec, and I know I mean to say chapter codecs, right?
Yeah, we do not reference that document yet.
Right. So the point is that it could say future work. It could say future work, and then it could say, informative chapter codec, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's an acceptable reference if it's informative, right? Any other comments from other people?
In general, on that subject.
On this subject? Jerome, Martin?
No.
Sorry, I missed it. What am I supposed to comment on?
Whether or not removing all the references to the in section 20.3 solves our problem.
Yes, I think it does, and I think referencing the internet draft leaves a very ugly reference, so I wouldn't do it. But well,
Yeah,
it's not my place to decide.
yeah, it's sort of it's a matter of taste, right? Okay. Well, anything else that we're missing, Steve, from the review? Any other controversy that I've
Well,
haven't caught up on?
like I said, sometimes some of the edits were wrong. And for example, they added the range for the 1 octet, 2 octet, 3 octet, and 4 octet IDs. The range in hexadecimal, which was not in the original document, except they got the values wrong. So I corrected that. I hope they fix it, because we did put the
Sure.
range actually in the EBML RFC. So I took the values from
I
there.
described it here.
Except the values they copied. Well, maybe that seems to be correct on that one, but originally it was incorrect.
It's probably the result of you. So, as long as they're correct, saying it twice is okay, and it puts the rules in one place.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's a good idea to put the values there, but if they're wrong, that's a problem.
That's right, right. They just have to be right, right? Otherwise, yeah. Okay.
And that's why I think it's important to review every single change they make, just in case.
Yes. That's the whole point of Auth 48 is we have to do that. Yeah. I wonder why they have this self-reference. To me, this seems strange to self-reference just this document, But anyway, okay. Maybe it makes their life well. Of course, once it goes into the IANA registry, then it's not a self-reference; it's a external reference. So that's fine.
It's a nice number, by the way.
Yes.
You consulted your numerologist. I mean, it's a palindrome, which
I just
is great,
like how it looks.
It's a palindrome.
Yes, exactly.
And the 5 and the 9 are almost kind of, upside downish of each other, but not quite 6 and 9. But there you go.
And 59 is the department in France where I live, so it's easy for me to remember.
So it's quite a self-referential document then, eh?
Yeah.
Refers to you. This is where this guy lives here. If you want problems, then will we have to renumber the document if you move, though?
Well, I'm staying.
Okay, all right. Anything else that's controversial that you need help with, or
No.
that you want to bring up, or
Actually, I thought that before the last round, it was going to be almost over, but then there was this INI issue, so we'll see.
Okay, so it's really the last thing, I think. There we go. Then.
I think so.
Okay. All right. Then we're pretty much done here. They're not about to expire.
Just on the side, as I mentioned last time, there's a Google Summer of Code student that's working on the interactive movie in Matroska. So we're working on the chapter codec. So we're going to do a lot of additions in there soon.
Okay. That's really quite exciting. So Matroska container codec. That's scheduled right now for 2025. That's CELLAR Codec, which is media cancel. Edit milestones. Matroska. No, that's the wrong one too. So do we have? We don't have a. As far as I can tell, we don't have a milestone associated with chapter codecs. That makes sense.
No, it seems it's not. If you look at the milestones, there's nothing to submit them as documents. I think these documents were split a while ago from the main document. I created the files, uploaded the XML, but I don't know what I have to do to make them actual documents that we're working on.
I think that I'm not sure what you mean here. So
Well,
this
basically, I
document you're
sent
talking
the XML. So you see for the other ones, you see proposed standard, but for these two, there's nothing. I don't know if something needs to be done.
That's what it needs to be done. A chair has to do this. Has to click on the right button. That's it. And then you said this one here?
Control track, yes.
There. Is that better for you?
Yes.
Okay. So we have no milestone associated with this document, is what I was saying.
Yeah. Do we have to set one or
no?
I mean,
we don't know.
track,
We don't
I don't even know if we'll ever work on that. The chapter codec, it is happening, so we're working on that, but probably 2025 when we have something stable.
So like that?
Yeah, for example.
Click. No, that's not the right one. Review changes. Well, that's annoying. Delete? Oh, okay, that's fine. Review changes. Okay, well, 10 minutes left. Any other business?
No.
So, Michael, I saw that you had very proactively just dropped Ori a note suggesting that we have a chat. Is there anything else? Is there anything the working group needs us to talk about with Ori?
Nope.
Anything other than our new topic that popped up about FFE1 for PNG?
Not that I know of.
All right.
Cool. And did we say anything about which document to start on next for Matroska?
I think sounds like we're chapter codex is what's going to get the attention this summer.
Okay. Okay. And we got notes under any other business about that? Would make sense to put up under the additional Matroska specifications? and I can move that, or you can. It doesn't matter which. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure I know what the plan was.
I'm not sure what you mean, but please go ahead.
Okay, cool. Oops, sorry.
Also, a side note, so with the edits from the RFC editor, I did a lot of search and replace to match what they did. And that means some of the changes also apply to the other documents. That's why I uploaded them with the changes. And I think there might be another update soon, but I'm waiting actually until RFC 9559 is published so we can reference it correctly, and it will be a lot easier for the next steps. Because right now we have to reference document 21, but we have a lot of changes compared to that one, including some paragraphs have moved and some sections have moved. So if you say section blah blah from that document, it might not match. And by the way, there's a nice way in Markdown and XML RFC to reference an actual section in an RFC,
Yep.
Yes.
which they used a lot. It's very convenient.
Look at that. No time to wait. It's already in my calendar.
You are so good, man.
Yeah, I have this calendar. It's called travel planning,
Uh-huh.
where I just throw everything in, and then you discover whether that's gonna happen or not
Yes.
later on.
A truly wise use of calendaring technology.
Yeah, well, it just has all sorts of crap in it that
Also true.
But it also tells me things like I'm already going to a different conference in Montreal that week. So, all right. Well, with that, let's say goodbye. And the next meeting is on the 6th of June. 25th of June.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for hooking that up. Thank you guys for a terrifically productive meeting.
Thanks.
And when I did not have power at all, I was really starting to wonder. Thank you all.
It wouldn't be the same without you.
It would be quieter and possibly fewer notes taken. Possibly.
So dark
Yes.
in your office that you have no power. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have another meeting.
Bye.